Hi everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I will be reading an Arlecchino Listener by me. So let's get into it. The grandeur of Fontaine's courtroom was nothing if not intimidating as it was beautiful. The high ceilings loomed above, adorned with ornate carvings. You sat at the defendant's stand, your hands trembling slightly as you stared at the imposing figure of the Chief Justice presiding over the trial. Your heart pounded as the prosecutor laid out their case, accusing you of a crime you had not committed. It felt surreal, as though the world was conspiring against you. But amid the sea of judgmental eyes and cold arguments, one presence stood firm and unyielding. Arlecchino. Dressed impeccably in her usual attire, she stood beside you as your defender. Her sharp crimson eyes scanned the room, unwavering in their intensity. She exuded a calm, commanding presence, as though she alone could bend the tide of fate in your favor. The prosecutor smirked, their voice dripping with condensation. And what does the defendant have to say for themselves? Surely they have no real defense. And before you could open your mouth, Arlecchino stepped forward, her voice slicing through the courtroom like a blade. "I would advise you to watch your tone," she said coldly, her words carrying an authority that silenced even the most outspoken spectators. "My partner is not on trial without treason, but they're also not here to be disrespected." The prosecutor faltered slightly, but quickly recovered. "The evidence is clear. The defendant was seen at the scene of the crime." "Circumstantial evidence at best. You have no direct proof that they committed the act. Unless you can produce concrete evidence, this entire accusation is baseless." Her words sent a ripple through the courtroom, murmurs breaking out among the crowd. Novelet slammed his cane for silence, his gaze shifting to Arlecchino. "Do you have evidence to contradict the prosecution's claims?" Arlecchino's smirk was saint, but confident. "That I do. In this document are witness statements confirming that my partner was nowhere near the scene during the time of the incident. Furthermore, I've provided records proving that the item in question never passed through their possession." The prosecutor's face twisted in frustration, but they pressed on. And what of the defendant's association with less than reputable individuals? Surely their character is in question. Arlecchino's eyes narrowed, a dangerous glint in them. "Their character is beyond reproach. And even if they were not, guilt by association is hardly a foundation for justice. Are we in Fontaine's courtroom, or an arena for petty conjecture?" Your chest tightened as you watched her speak. There was no hesitation in her voice, no doubt in her stance. She was fighting for you with everything she had, and it made your heart swell with both gratitude and awe. And when the prosecutor tried to interject again, the Chief Justice raised his hand. "Enough. I will not have this courtroom devolve into baseless accusations and personal attacks. The evidence presented by the defense is substantial. Does the prosecution have a rebuttal?" The prosecutor faltered, their confidence clearly shaken. "No, Your Honor," he said begrudgingly. And Novelet nodded, his gaze turning to you and Arlecchino. "The defendant is cleared of all charges. This court is adjourned." The slam of Novelet's cane sent a wave of relief crashing over you, and you turned to Arlecchino, your eyes wide with gratitude. I thank you," you stammered, your voice barely above a whisper. And she gave you a rare, genuine smile, placing a steadying hand on your shoulder. You don't have to thank me. I told you, I do whatever it takes to protect you. And as the crowd began to disperse, she guided you out of the courtroom, her hand never leaving your shoulder. Once you were outside, you stopped and turned to face her fully. You didn't have to go through all that trouble. Don't. You're mine, Mayan. And I protect what's mine. No one gets to lay false charges on you and walk away unchallenged. And I'm sure that won't be the end of it. I have some other things planned as well. Of course she did. How could you think otherwise? Her words made your cheeks flush, and you looked down, overwhelmed by the intensity of her devotion. I don't know what I'd do without you. Really. You admitted quietly, and she tilted your chin up, forcing you to meet her gaze. And you'll never have to learn, she said simply, her voice steady and resolute. As long as I'm here, you'll always have someone fighting for you. Your heart swelled and you leaned into her touch, finding solace in her presence. Arlie, I really don't deserve you, you murmured, and she shook her head, her smirk returning, a bit softer this time. You deserve more than you know. But anyway, you've had a lot of things to do right now, and it's been quite a long day. Let's get you home, huh? She said, pressing a gentle kiss to your forehead, and he nodded, never feeling happier to go home. And as she led you away, her hand securely wrapped around yours, you couldn't help but feel an overwhelming sense of safety and love. You knew that as long as the two of you were together, nothing in the world could happen to you. You had her, and she was everything that you needed. You were lucky. And right now, all you had to do was wonder what would happen to that bold person who dared to challenge you with Arlecchino by your side.